Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, and I'm guessing if you're clicking on this video, you want to know my tips and what I wish I knew before I went to university. So I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get right into it. I'll just give you a quick little background on me. So I'm going into my third year. I'm literally so sad. I'm like halfway done university already, but I'm going into my third year at the University of Guelph, and I am in the Applied Human Nutrition program, and I have an emphasis in dietetics, which means my current end goal is to become a registered dietitian. But time has really flown, and I want to be in university forever right now. I'm having the best time ever. So I just want to share some things that I wish I knew before I went to university, which I have all written down here. So I'm looking down, you know why. So I'm going to start with kind of orientation week. We called it a week at my school. Some people call it like Frosh week, but I'm sure it'll be a little different this year, unfortunately, because of the world's current situation. But either way, that first week, you have to know, my first tip is remember that everyone is in the same boat. So you're not alone. Everyone is super scared. Everyone is nervous. Everyone wants to make friends. For me, I've always been someone that likes to be with other people and be with my friends, and I don't like to go into situations alone. And I'm the only person from my high school that went to the University of Guelph, which was absolutely terrifying for me. But it ended up working out because I was able to make way more friends instead of just clinging to that one person. And on that first day, literally, I was so scared, but so was everyone else. Like, everyone wants to make friends so bad. So that is your chance, and the whole first week is your chance to go say hi to people, like talk to people. If you are in a lecture, obviously this year lectures, at least at my school, are mainly online, but some schools I know are having like some activities and some living on campus. So it all depends where you are, and do everything safely, of course. But that first week, just remember, everyone's nervous, and that is your chance to make as many friends as you can and just talk to people. I know so many of my friends literally have people's numbers and Snapchats and whatever from like that first night, and I literally met all my best friends on the first day of school, so that is really cool. My second thing that I wish I knew before starting university is that your grades will probably drop a little. And I don't mean this to say that you're not capable or you're not smart or anything like that, because you are capable, and if you want to get that 80 average your first semester, you can do it. But I feel like I was expecting my grades to stay the exact same, and they did drop a little bit that first year. And I'm more so saying this tip because I want you to accept that, and that it's okay. Obviously, everyone wants to get good grades, and you're going to university for an education. But saying that, it's a huge adjustment, especially if you are moving away from home and living on campus, and it's your first time away from home. It's a really big adjustment, and I think you have to cut yourself some slack if your grades do drop a little bit. I'm not saying don't put in the work, because you definitely need to put in the work, and I found the content a lot harder. But that first semester, I would say definitely give yourself some slack, and don't feel too bad if you're putting in the work and it's not everything that you hoped for, because it is a huge emotional adjustment as well as a academic adjustment. So on that note, another thing that I wish I knew before starting university is that nobody is babysitting you. And what I mean by that is, I feel like for me in high school, my teachers would always remind me, this is due tomorrow, this is due next week, you have a test this day. In university, you need to be that person for yourself. So if you want to get those grades, which I hope everyone going to university does want to do well, you have to time manage because you have all this free time because your homework isn't set up for you. Like in high school, you go to school, you come home, you do your homework. That's not how it works here. Your classes are all jumbled up at different times of the day, so you have to be strict on yourself to get that work done, because every time you say, oh, I have so much free time, I don't have to do it, the due date comes up way too fast. So my advice for that is definitely to write down all of your due dates, put them in like your app, your planner, calendar, whatever works for you, and to just time manage, because you have to be your own kind of teacher and babysitter in that sense of reminding yourself you have stuff to do. But speaking about grades and stuff like that, I can definitely do, and I'm planning on doing a whole video on my study tips. So let me know in the comments if that is something that you would like to see, or if there's any other university related, college related videos you'd want, because like I love my school and I love talking about college, so let me know. So another thing that I wish I knew before university is, do not buy your textbooks before the first day of class. Let me say that again. Do not buy your textbooks before the first day of class. Why? I want to be extra prepared. Well, let me tell you. So many of those textbooks never get opened, and on your course outline, when you get that the day before your lectures start and whatever, a lot of those times your profs in that lecture will tell you, hey, these aren't really mandatory and I don't really teach from them. If a prof says a textbook is not mandatory, unless it's like your favorite subject, you know you're going to open that book, I would say don't buy it, because I have wasted so much money on textbooks that I never open because it's not mandatory for the class, and I already have way too many readings to do. So don't buy your textbooks unless it's totally mandatory, and wait until your professor or instructor tells you what to do with them, or if you need them. And also try and buy from upper year students or from like a secondhand bookstore on campus, because those are way cheaper. And when you go from high school and not having to pay for textbooks to university, and one textbook can be like $300, it's a rude awakening, let me tell you. So speaking of getting your textbooks from upper year students, another thing I wish I knew before university is how important Facebook is. I never had Facebook before university, but at least for my school on Facebook, there's so many different groups that you can join to help you get connected with other students. There's groups for literally every class. Facebook is where upper year students sell their textbooks. So many people post for when you get into your upper year classes, if you need if someone needs to rent, so you can find your house on Facebook. There's like groups for what year you're graduating. Facebook is where it's at for university students. So definitely, if you're not into Facebook now, definitely make an account because it'll be super useful. Another thing that I wish I knew before I went to university is how expensive Starbucks is. And this may seem kind of funny, but I literally had to refill my meal plan and multiple times, and I think the reason is because I spent a little bit too much money on Starbucks. So I would definitely recommend to try and buy your coffee from other places on campus. If you're a coffee drinker, like there was a cafe in the bottom of my residence that was literally half the price of Starbucks. But definitely treat yourself if you want it when you're having those long study days at the library. But that is just a small little random tip. And another one regarding food that I wish I knew is things like Gatorade, Powerade, and like bags of chips and stuff like that are so expensive on campus, like so expensive. So I would recommend buying those things in bulk from the grocery store if you have access and you can get to a grocery store, because it is so much cheaper. I remember my friends and I would buy Powerades on campus, and it'd be like $5 for like one Powerade, I think, something like that. And then we could buy like a 24 pack for like $12. So it's like, if you can, try and buy snacks and stuff like that off campus. Another thing I wish I knew before going to university is that less is more. And when I say that, I mean in terms of your dorm if you're moving in. My friends know I'm so messy, and my dorm room was disgusting. And it's because, well, I'm a messy person, but whatever. But I just had so much random junk that would just fill my room. And these rooms are so small, you don't have room for random junk and random trinkets and stuff. So I would say bring what you need, bring what you want to decorate, but like those random little things that are just gonna be sitting on your desk or something like that, leave them at home because they're just gonna waste space that you don't have in your dorm. So definitely only bring the things that you need. Another tip I have, again, this one is more relatable, I feel like, to pre-COVID, but some schools still have like actual in-person classes, so go look for your classes before you actually have that lecture. My friends and I, on our first week, we all went to see the lecture halls and stuff like that before, so we wouldn't be lost, because university campuses are huge and my campus is small. And I still get lost to this day sometimes going to find different rooms. So definitely make a day out of it. Go with your friends, go enjoy the campus, and scout out where your classes are going to be, because it's way less stressful when you've already been to that room one time and you don't have to worry about it the day that your class starts. And my last thing that I wish I knew before university is how fast it goes. Literally, when I say this, it feels like I blinked and I've been here for 2 years. So when I say this, I want you to make the most out of every moment you have there. Say yes to going to the caf at 10 p.m. with your friends. Say yes to that late night grocery run, or that late night like random dance party in somebody's room, and all those moments that you get with your friends. Say yes to them. Obviously, yes, school is your priority and that's what you're there for, but those memories of like laughing with people at 2 a.m. in your residence, you're gonna hold on to those forever and ever, and you're not gonna remember that you woke up tired the next day. So just say yes and make the most out of every moment you have, because before you know it, it's gonna be over. And I literally, my roommates and I cry when we think about the fact like we have to graduate soon. So just do everything that you can, because I've made the best memories, like literally going to the grocery store late at night with my friends, or like we went to the movies late one night spontaneously. And those moments, like those are the stories that you're gonna remember. So definitely my last piece of advice is just say yes. Thank you so much for watching this college-based video. I know it's not quite health, but it's more lifestyle. But let me know if you like this kind of video, if you want to see more college related things, because I freaking love talking about college. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.